I was the last patient there. It was like 9 o'clock at night when I got out of surgery. And the first face that I saw was my daughter. She came back into the waiting area where I was laying down in the bed. And I saw her and I immediately recalled where I was at that time. Because at first you're going to be miscombobulated, waking up, not knowing where the hell you at, feeling cold as hell. And you just going to be overwhelmed with just coming out of surgery. But having a familiar face there, a familiar voice, really helped me at that time. So the first person that I saw was my daughter. When she saw me, she told me my eyes were huge. I guess it was the meds or what have you. She saw me, I was bloody and stuff like that. She threw up on the floor, which was crazy. But yes, she threw up at the facility and she threw up on the floor. But having her there, 100% without a doubt, brought me out. I didn't feel any discomfort at that point. Just having my family there was the bomb.com. So I woke up out of surgery. I'm cold, I'm shaking. I don't know where I am. But my family is there. They actually put me we walk out the back of the facility. I get into the car. I don't really feel anything because I'm drugged the heck up. But at the same time, it feels like I have tubes in me. It's not pain, but it feels like, I'm asking like, is it tubes in me? I feel like little holes poking, like tubes. It was really weird. But I get into the car and I'm off to the hotel. And as you see in my original video, I slept for a couple of hours. Then I was able to wake up and eat and I was okay. A lot of people, the very next question is, how did my recovery go? And how exactly was I out running errands, going to the mall and just doing things within, no time? I would attribute that to the Cell Saver. A lot of people in my surgery groups, they're saying the same thing. Like they did the Cell Saver and their recovery was really smooth. I don't know if that's the case, if I'm just able to take, a larger amount of pain than others, but I would definitely lead to believe myself that the Cell Saver actually helped me tremendously. So doing a Cell Saver and paying that extra $5, I would highly, highly recommend that to anybody who's going to be having a BBL. So day 2 after my surgery, post-op, I was at the mall walking around. I still was on meds. I was prescribed medicine for like a painkiller. I was supposed to take some shots, which pretty much helped me with just thinning out my blood to make sure I didn't get blood clots. I also got something for nausea, which I didn't even get that because I didn't really have like any nausea at all. I was okay with that. And then I had an antibiotic as well. So those were the 4 medications that you're going to be prescribed with post-surgery. My recovery went well. I mean, with Dr. Garani, he wants to see you a lot. I was really pleased with his bedside manner after the surgery and everything. Yeah, my recovery went well. So after I actually had surgery, I went back to Jolie. Dr. Garani saw me. He looked me over, told me what to expect, told me I looked good. He set my mind at ease with answering all my questions. That very next day, he allowed me to take photos. His bedside manner was the bomb. And he is so real. He's so down to earth. He jokes. He's definitely a real person. Then he wanted to see me again the day prior to me leaving and boarding my flight, which I saw him again that time. I was able to, he told me what to purchase as far as like post my operation. He wanted me to stay in the faja that I had. I was told that a 3X is what I needed, even though in real life, normally with my garments and clothes, I'm normally like a medium. He put me in a 3X. He was really serious about making certain not to, I guess, squish the buttocks and just make certain that the right garment was being worn. Dr. Garani is really, he gives you specific instructions and he's serious about you going after them. He told me to purchase this ab roller device off of Amazon, which was like $13, and to continue to roll my body with it for up to a year. To make sure I didn't have any lumps or bumps. I took everything serious that he told me. He told me my waist will be coming in. He told me about swelling. He told me what to use. He was very direct with his instructions. So how many massages did I get? I did a total of, I got a package for $410 with medical massage professionals, and it was for 5 massages, but I was only able to get 4 of them while I was there. I did an additional 3 after arriving home just to make certain that I didn't develop anything as far as like fibrosis or seromas or all of the crazy things that I was reading about and hearing about within my surgery groups. I was serious about post-care. Ladies, if you're gonna do this surgery, make sure that you are serious about your post-care, because taking care of yourself after the operation is gonna be more important than the operation. You don't wanna develop fibrosis, hard skin, lumps and bumps, seromas, where it's like fat pockets and stuff like that. Have the money and do your massages and take that part serious. I was serious about getting my massages, getting my ab roller, rolling myself, making sure that my body was tip-top shape after I got the surgery. Even though I ain't eating right, I'm eating like crazy. My babe is feeding me to death. I definitely took it serious, my aftercare, for sure. Traveling home, how did I travel home? That was a question as well. I traveled home on a flight that was roughly like 3 hours from Miami to O'Hare, Chicago. And that was the worst flight of my life. I didn't want to sit directly on my butt, and my BBL pillow wouldn't fit directly in the chair. Plus, I wasn't going to sit on a BBL pillow for 3 whole hours. So I actually knelt on my knees on top of my BBL pillow on the floor. And the other pillow that I had, my regular pillow to support my back, I put that in the chair, and I actually laid my face in the chair the entire 3 hours. I was told by my flight attendant to buckle up for safety and stuff like that when the flight was landing. But besides that, she didn't really disturb me the entire flight. I guess they're used to having people come in and do surgeries. You know, it is Miami. So yeah, that's how I traveled home. When I arrived to O'Hare, my guy, he came to pick me up from the airport. I sat on my knees. I had my seatbelt across my back or what have you. I never sat on my butt directly for at least that first like 2 weeks. I didn't sit on my butt. I returned to work, I would say 3 weeks after my surgery. My team, because I'm in management, my team knew that I was out having surgery, so it wasn't a big deal or any surprise or anything, and so did my manager. So carrying my BBL pillow in, it was no big shocker, no big surprise. We were like a family. They knew everything going on, so no biggie. Returning to work, I do work retail, so I was told I wasn't supposed to be lifting anything heavy as far as like lifting period, but just the OCD in me, I would say when I returned to work, I did some light lifting and I was okay. I did a lot of standing. I was perfectly okay. I stood, I would say 75% of my day. I was big on not sitting on my butt after surgery. At least that first 6 weeks, I didn't sit on my butt at all. So that's how returning to work went. I was okay with going back to work, going back to my regular activities, putting on pants with, of course, having my faja on. All of that was okay, definitely. So returning to work was fine, guys. After those 3 weeks, that is. As far as sex, I was asked, how did that go? In my surgery group, we often joke and just talk about that, and everybody has a different time as to when they resumed having sex. Me per se, I was gone like 7 days, and when I came home to my man. And with coming home to him, I missed the hell out of him. So to be 100% honest, I had sex the night of coming home. And then last but not least, I got a question about how much everything costs. Now I'm gonna break it down and let you guys know what the price and costs were associated with everything as it relates to my surgery and what I spent. This is what I spent, not necessarily what the average person would spend, but what I spent with my journey that you guys followed, and what can be expected with going with my doctor, Dr. Garani. Okay, let's start at the stay. My stay there, I stayed at the Doro at the Blue, which was a 4-star hotel. And with the 6 days, I paid like $1,130 or something, like $1,100. Also paid for my supplies. I would round that to be roughly like $300. Also paid for my flights, me and my daughter, departure and return. Round trip pretty much was in the area of like $600 for us both. Also paid $80 each massage, if I'm not mistaken, or I actually received the package. It was like $410 and it included 5 massages. Then when I returned home, I paid an additional, I would say like $300 for a package in my state where I am, and that was like 3 massages for like $300. So those were the actual costs to recover and pre-surgery. I also, while there, spent money on food, entertainment, and shopping. Those are not necessities, but me, myself, just since I had a good recovery, I got out, I saw entertainment, and I kind of made it like a mini vacation. We had a great time while we were there, because I was there with my cousin, my daughter, my niece, my family was there, so we had a good time while there. And then last but not least, I purchased an additional faja. One faja came included with my package, but I wanted to make certain to have 2 fajas to be able to rotate them. So I paid like an additional $90 at this Colombian shop there for a second faja. And then my surgery. Dr. Garani is normally, I believe, like $6,500, but they gave me a discount because I had to switch surgeons for $5,500 plus the $500 for my cell saver. So my surgery ended up being $6,000. So everything total, I would just guess, give or take, put me in the area roughly of like $10,000. So once again, that's my experience with my doctor. I'm not for certain how much anyone else's experience could be. Could be more, could be less, just depending on where you're going, what doctor you're going to, and what you're gonna do while there. So that's to be expected. And those were the actual prices associated with everything. Unless I left some things out, which I'm pretty certain it's a lot. I probably left a couple of things out there. Were there any more questions? Let's see. Happy with my results, my surgeons. Okay. I think I covered everything just looking through. But guess what? It's not too late if you have a question, if you're going to be considering surgery, if you've already had surgery and you're, considering recovery. Put your questions down below and I'll be happy to answer. And if possible, subscribe to my channel so you know when I upload a video. I'm going to continue to upload videos just showing you guys my results. My goal is to start my workout and possibly lose a little weight because it's been a holiday. I've been eating like crazy, getting spoiled. We were doing a lot of barbecuing over the summer months and stuff like that. I definitely want to lose a little weight. I would say I probably gained like 15 pounds over the last like 5 months. So weight loss and working out is something that's definitely on my immediate agenda. So yeah, put your questions below, comment, subscribe. I really appreciate everyone who tuned in to watch my video. This is Miss Kiki and much love. Thank you.